fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there.
It's here, the G.I. Joe collection. Infantry trooper. Codename Grunt. Bazooka soldier. Codename Zap. Mortar soldier. Codename Short Fuse. Laser rifle trooper. Codename Flash. Ranger. Codename Stalker. Communications officer. Codename Breaker. Machine gunner. Codename Rock and Roll. Counterintelligence. Codename Scarlet. Commando. Codename Snake Eyes. Each sold separately. G.I. Joe from Hasbro.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
Cobra's captured our attack cannon. Call in G.I. Joe. Go get Breaker. He can do it.
He never gives up. He'll stay till the fight's won.
Get the rapid fire motorcycle.
G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
Ow! He did it.
You've not seen the last of Cobra.
G.I. Joe and Cobra the Enemy, each sold separately from Hasbro.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
Cobra's attacking our winter outpost. Call in the members of the G.I. Joe team.
And here's Gung Ho, Airborne, Doc, and Snow Job. And every Joe has a two-handed battle grip.
Get aboard the Battle Bear. It's G.I. Joe to the rescue.
G.I. Joe.
We chased off Cobra. Way to go, Joe.
G.I. Joe Battle Bear, Joe and Cobra figures each sold separately from Hasbro.
He's a terrifying enemy of G.I. Joe. Destro is his name. Destro is his name. A real American hero. Fighting evil Destro.
Introducing Destro.
You better watch out, Joe. Hey, what's going on? Destro's stealing our tank. We gotta stop him. We're gonna get you, Destro. You've met your match, Joe. Destro is here.
G.I. Joe Battle Tank comes with figure, other figures, and Destro sold separately from Hasbro.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is there.
Enemy blockade. Send in the G.I. Joe motorized battle tank.
You can make it go left, right, forwards, and backwards. The G.I. Joe Battle Tank.
Smash the blockade. What a tank.
Each sold separately. The G.I. Joe motorized battle tank comes with G.I. Joe. Batteries not included from Hasbro.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble.
Are those the new Joes, Destro?
Yes, Commander.
Who's on the watchtower?
That's the Jungle Trooper. Codename Rakundo.
And manning the howitzer?
That's the Flamethrower. Codename Blowtorch. And the Halo Jumper. Codename Ripcord.
Who's by the bivouac?
That's the Dog Handler. Codename Mutt. And his dog Junkyard.
They've not seen the last of Cobra.
Watchtower, Howitzer, Bivouac, and G.I. Joe figures each sold separately from Hasbro.
Cobra's stolen our plans. He's escaping in the Viper glider. Joe, catch him.
The G.I. Joe Falcon glider, flying high in the sky, sailing through the air. He's America's fighter. G.I. Joe can fly. He's a real American hero, flying high in the sky. He's chasing Cobra in a desperate race, soaring and diving in a great sky chase.
You did it, Joe.
G.I. Joe Falcon glider and Cobra Viper glider sold separately. Figures included from Hasbro.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
It's a Cobra attack. Get the G.I. Joe hovercraft. Get the new Joes aboard.
G.I. Joe hovercraft holds 9 Joes. It's the big new way to bring the Joe team into action. And it floats on water.
Release depth charges. Yo, Joe.
A real American
Chase that Cobra. Way to go, Joe.
G.I. Joe hovercraft comes with driver, other figures, and equipment sold separately from Hasbro.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
Cobra invasion. Get the G.I. Joe Sky Striker. Ace the airborne. Let's get those turkeys. We're going to get Cobra this time. Our combat jets are on the way. Hey, check my missiles. They're A-OK. Great. I'm going down for a closer look. Way to go, Joe.
G.I. Joe Sky Striker comes with ace and 2 parachutes. Other figures sold separately from Hasbro.
Cobra Rattler, it's the wickedest weapon yet, you know. Rattler's gonna get G.I. Joe.
Introducing the Cobra Rattler.
Check my missiles. Rattler's gonna stop Joe.
G.I. Joe, American
It's the Rattlers.
G.I. Joe is there.
Cobra! We're outnumbered. That belongs. No, Joe!
Cobra Rattler comes with pilot, other G.I. Joe and Cobra figures and equipment.
It's Trash Dash, the trash truck with the big surprise. Play your card, load the can, give a thumbs up. Great job! Chuck as much trash as you can. But how much trash can the trash truck chuck before Trash Dash upchucks all? Trash Dash by Goliath.
Equipment sold separately from Hasbro.
I got it! Wow!
Introducing the G.I. Joe USS Flag Aircraft Carrier. Imagine being on the deck of this aircraft carrier.
The USS Flag is fantastic! It's so big! All right, man, blasters! Get ready to launch aircraft! Where's the Admiral? Not here! G.I. Joe! Fire! Restart Cobra! Yo, Joe!
G.I. Joe USS Flag Aircraft Carrier comes with what you see here. Other figures and equipment sold separately from Hasbro.
Imagine this. Hey, we're behind enemy line. What's that? It's the Cobra bunker. Follow me. Who's guarding it? Dreadnoks.
Torch, Ripper, and Buzzer.
Let's tell the Joe. The G.I. Joe checkpoint.
Who's the commando?
Snake Eyes.
And there's Alpine.
And Airtight. And the Joe Air Defense. Yeah!
G.I. Joe Air Defense, G.I. Joe Checkpoint, Cobra Bunker, and Joe and Dreadnoks figures each sold separately from Hasbro.
We'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
Cobra's attacking. We're outnumbered. G.I. Joe to the rescue.
The G.I. Joe personnel carrier holds 28 members of the G.I. Joe team.
Let's go. Go get the new members of the G.I. Joe team. Here's Torpedo and Tripwire. Get the Joe team aboard and move them out.
G.I. Joe.
The G.I. Joe personnel carrier holds 28 Joe team members, each sold separately from Hasbro.
We'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
Leo Joe sees Cobra's new weapon, Hiss. Destro's a genius. Hiss is unbeatable. Surprise attack. Call in the Wolverine. Go get him, Cover Girl.
G.I. Joe. American hero.
So long, Wolverine. Hurry, Clutch. Wolverine's in trouble. Destro, look. Hiss is ready.
G.I. Joe, Wolverine, and Cobra's Hiss, each with figure, other figures, and equipment sold separately from Hasbro.
We'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
It's Major Blood and the Cobra Copter. They're after Gong Ho. Get the G.I. Joe Dragonfly Copter. Wild Bill to the rescue. Major Blood, look. Let's get out of here. Cobra's turning tail. Want to lift, good buddy?
G.I. Joe. American hero.
G.I. Joe Dragonfly Copter comes with Wild Bill, other figures, and equipment, each sold separately from Hasbro.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe. American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe against Cobra and Destro, fighting to save the day. He never gives up. He's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air.
G.I. Joe Battle Tank, batteries not included. G.I. Joe Dragonfly Copter and Attack Vehicle, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Cobra Commander, he is the enemy. He's the enemy of G.I. Joe.
He's escaping! He's escaping in the Cobra Claw. Get the Nick Jaws and get him aboard the Skyhawk.
Introducing Duke, Roadblock, and Spirit.
G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.
Cobra Commander got away. But we captured Storm Shadow. Yo, Joe!
G.I. Joe Skyhawk, Joe and Cobra figures and Cobra Claw sold separately from Hasbro. This is it, the Cobra Sea Ray.
Cobra Sea Ray, it's a fighting machine. Ultra Blast Joe to smithereens.
Incredible Sea Ray splits to become a mini submarine and a one-man armored glider. For attacking on snow and ice, the Cobra Wolf with twin laser cannons and special ski torpedoes.
It's the Techno Vipers.
Cobra Wolf is vicious on ice and snow and hot on the trail of G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe.
Live the adventure of G.I. Joe, Cobra Sea Ray, Cobra Wolf, and other vehicles and figures sold separately.
Joe.
You are about to experience a level of nerd never before seen or heard. The Dorkfather has summoned his associates. Together they have formed the Nerds with Curds Network. Joshua Turbo, the greatest underscore in the multiverse. Xavier Michaels, now broadcasting on Channel 79. Greg Berlin and his upcoming podcast, Bikini Bistro of Sin, along with the Dorkfather. Let the Nerds with Curds replenish your cup of pop culture. And now, the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. He invented the hula hoop and exclamation point. Broadcasting live deep underneath his parents' basement. And the holder of the Intercontinental World Vice Championship of the planet, Ryan the Dorkfather Schwartzman.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Dorkfather channel. I am Ryan the Dorkfather Schwartzman. And along with... Wyatt the Warbear. Hey, Sean Gallagher, I see you out there already. In studio tonight, we got Ron Ploeger and his son Ethan. Say hello.
Hi.
Hi. So, Ron, I got a little thing. I kind of went in and cyber stalked you a little bit and pulled some. I do this to everyone.
You look so beautiful. Hey, these are some of my greatest hits.
Actually, I kind of.
That one there.
Anti-social cupcake. Hello.
I like that they go when you're a soldier.
So, Ron. Welcome to the Dorkfather stream. Welcome everyone out there right now. Tonight we have fun. We're going to be talking Battletech. But Ron, first, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, a little bit about yourself, and we'll go down the road with some of the other things that we'll talk. We'll get to that, but just tell us a little bit about yourself here.
I'm Ron Ploeger. I enjoy gaming and obviously Battletech. It's kind of what I do. Always enjoyed it. MechWarrior games. And Ethan has gotten into it and followed along with me.
Yep. Yeah. So we're setting up. Of course, we got the box of rocks, and then, as some of you know, when I've had Jason Peruka on, we've done some Battletech. Well, I found someone who actually knows what they're doing. It kind of helps sometimes. So sometimes. At least that's what I've been told, is that he knows what he's doing. We'll find out.
If you play along well enough, people believe you.
You are 1,000% correct. So, I gotta get that off of there. Oh, come on, work! Dang you! I know, right? There we go.
Yay!
We're gonna be talking about Battletech Alpha Strike. Now, you are a long-time gamer. What's some of the other games that you play besides Battletech?
I was into 40K a little bit.
Okay.
Did some Malifaux. MechWarrior, started to do a little bit into bolt action, not a whole lot into it yet. So.
Yep. You serve in the military too?
Yes, I did.
Thank you for your service. We always appreciate a good veteran. So, on there. You're not tired already, are you, Wyatt?
I'm not tired.
I got my kids tonight, so we're going to see who all pops in, and we'll have super special guests tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. All right. So with that, we're going to take a look. Have you watched any Tales of the Jedi on Disney Plus?
I have not yet.
You have not. All right. No. So we're not going to do any spoilers, but I went against. Hello, Brent. I went against what I said I was going to do last week and just do 2 episodes a week because there's only 6 episodes. Okay. I watched them all and I'm not regretting it. Not one bit. They're short. They're not very long episodes.
Yeah.
But they're telling some backstories of Count Dooku, and they're telling some backstories of Ahsoka. Marvelous. They might have changed a couple things that we thought, but I highly recommend them. I said Star Wars would be best told in tales like this. Short little segments, and something that you don't have to have, you can have major characters where you can tell little segments in their life, but you can also have stories about little secondary characters.
Yep.
and you can build those secondary characters up to bigger characters. So, and animated, I've always thought Star Wars is better in animation in a lot of ways. The movies can be live action, but and don't get me wrong, I love Mandalorian. Book of Boba Fett was all right.
It was a toss-up.
There's episodes that I could give or take. But we got more of it, and I was great to have Boba Fett back in the mix here.
This guy I'm gonna play with.
You're gonna play with him? All right. So we're getting 2 thumbs up, and if I had 2 more thumbs, I'd do 2 more thumbs besides. So there's my 4 thumbs up, and 8 all day. So Rebecca Roberts, hello. Guess what, Rebecca? Gregory skipped out on us.
Quigley?
Yeah.
I know that movie. Sometimes
it's not a movie. That's Gregory Berlin.
Quigley? Sometimes it's from a game.
Sometimes it's from a game, yep. So he skipped out on us, but we will be playing Box of Rocks in a little bit. Let's move on. And House of the Dragon. Have you seen any of that? I'm just going to go through a couple of things here.
Nope.
All right, that's all right. Yeah, I know. What a loser. He's probably not even watching. That's the craziest thing. Andor, to me, the second best new Star Wars show out there, still continues to do wonderful. Disney Plus is just bringing it out there. Yeah, they're doing wonderful things. Are you a Doctor Who fan?
A little bit.
A little bit? Did you hear that at the end of 2023, General Grievous 4 thumbs up here for Andor? I will do that. Read that in the voice of Jim Carrey. A loser. All right. Disney Plus has secured the rights to Doctor Who in the United States for the end of 2023. They're going to get it.
I like that.
So I'm pretty excited about that. David Tennant's coming back.
All right.
I don't know if you're a Tennant fan or not.
I've enjoyed a few of his.
Yep. All right. We got tons of stuff going on here. Let's since we got some BattleTech stuff going on tonight, before we hit a box of rocks, I have a top 5 BattleTech memes. Now Ron has not seen this, and last week we did top 10 Lord of the Rings. Well, guess what? Ryan didn't have enough time to get 10, so we only get 5 tonight. Right? All right. You say number 5. Number 5. They used me for a game of kick the can. I use their corpses for target practice.
God love the almighty Urban Mech.
Right? Well, guess what? Well, let's reveal
I'm dead.
BattleTech meme number 4. Top number 4. They filled me with trash. I filled them with lead. I know that's so. It was on the same picture, so I couldn't help but do that. Yes. All right. So we're doing the top 5 BattleTech memes. Again, thank you, everyone. If you are out there, please stop in and say hello on there. Number 3.
I'm taking your hat.
Take my hat. Oh no! See my bald spot. Number 3. They showed me a flaw in my Atlas build. I showed them their graves.
That is a classic right there.
That's is super classic. All right, we are at the Dorkfather channel. I want to thank you for joining us again. And number 2, top 5 BattleTech memes. One thing is for certain: if the enemy doesn't kill me, my mechanic will. All right. And our number 1 in our top 5 BattleTech memes, Comstar, AT&T with guns. Pay your bills, everyone. All right. I couldn't find anything with Chuck Norris this week, so that is what we're doing.
Eat bananas.
And eat bananas, according to Wyatt. All right. Let's get this out of here. And we're going to move on to our favorite segment of the night. Right away, we are going to play a box of rocks. And for those who don't know, it is a trivia game that all of the answers are 0, 1, or 2. You can play along. And look at this. Greg, who is not here, we have our handy dandy dry erase pads. So tonight, Ethan and Ron will be playing, and of course, you can always play at home. We'll give you plenty of time to do it. How the game is played is answers are 0, 1, or 2. You will write them down on there. You guys will answer them in the chat. The box of rocks will answer it by its markings. There's a marking on one side, no marking on the other side. We shake the box, and that will be its answer. We are going to do, sometime in the future, an extended version of Box of Rocks, and we're going to keep track of everyone. All right.
That's funny.
It's funny. All right, first question here. We're going to do a Star Wars one tonight, so let's do this.
Star Wars!
I got to keep this kid around here. He's much more energetic than Greg, and funnier, too.
All right, we found a replacement.
We did. We found a replacement for Greg. All right, how many times is the word Ewok spoken in the movie Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi? I'm going to not say all of that again, but I will say, how many times is the word Ewok spoken in the movie Return of the Jedi? Rebecca Roberts says 0. You guys can answer. 0, 1, or 2 is what you need. 0, 1, or 2. So go ahead out there. We got a 1 and a 1 on that side, so we will show that. You guys are doing 1 and 1. We have 0 with Rebecca Roberts, 1 on Anti-Social Cupcake, 1 with Pickaxe, and Sean Gallagher, 73, who must have went over to Twitch instead of on Facebook. 0. Melissa, welcome to the chat. Wyatt is also much cuter than Greg. I could not say more. So, and the box is saying 1. So we have 1, 1, 1. Rebecca's 0. Anti-Social Cupcake is 1. Pickaxe is 1. Sean is 0. Pickaxe waved. The answer is... What do you think it is? You think it's 2?
Yeah.
It is 0.
What?
It is 0. So Rebecca Roberts, Sean, you... If I was keeping track for you, you are smarter than the Box of Rocks. Although the species is named in the script and the closing credits, but is never actually said in the movie. So no one goes up, and like I said, at some point we'll get it so that way everyone is playing along, and we're going to score everyone. All right, moving on here. How many of the 54 countries in Africa have a one-syllable name? How many of the 54 countries in Africa have a one-syllable name? So that is your question. The answer is 0, 1, or 2. Go ahead and write them down or put them in the chat.
He's a copier.
All right. Pickaxe is saying 1. Why don't you guys hide your answer a little bit so that way, so it doesn't get in there. Pickaxe is saying 1. Rebecca Roberts is saying 1.
Wait, actually I changed my mind.
You're going with 1? The box is going to go 1. Anti-Social Cupcake is going 2.
Yay!
Sean, are you going to chime in on this one?
He's saying 1.
Sean's going 2. All right.
And there's a mystery.
Melissa, are you going to chime in on it? 0, 1, or 2. If you are going to get in on this, we shall move along, though. So once again, how many of the 54 countries in Africa have a one-syllable name? What other stream goes from BattleTech to talking about Star Wars to talking about one-syllable names? Only this one, right?
Yes.
All right. Sean's going 2 again. The answer is... Oh, you guys got to reveal. You are doing 0s. And the answer is 1. Chad is the 1. With a population of 11.8 million people, it's the 5th largest country in Africa. So, the Box of Rocks moves up. Everyone who got 1, you can move yourself up also.
I'm moving me up.
So far, the Box of Rocks is winning against Ron and Ethan. Let's move on here.
Now I feel bad.
Oh, don't worry. I've lost against the Box of Rocks, so don't feel bad at all. All right. I think we did that one before, so let's not do that. Oh, I should probably...
I know what it said.
You know what it said? All right.
But I don't know the number.
Of the 10... Okay, so here we go playing Box of Rocks. Answer is 0, 1, or 2. Of the 10 highest mountains in the U.S., how many are not in Alaska?
I don't know this much.
Of the 10 highest mountains in the U.S., in the United States, how many are not in Alaska? So how many are not in Alaska? They would be in a different state. 0, 1, or 2. 10. I don't think 10. You can't do 10. Pickaxe is saying 2. How many are you doing?
2.
You're doing 2?
Rebecca
Roberts is doing 2.
Somebody said 10.
The Box is doing 2.
Ooh, that can't be good.
Sean is doing 2.
Everybody.
You guys are doing 2. And Social Cupcake is doing 2. Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, you're all wrong. You're all wrong.
One.
It's 0.
What?
Really?
The 11th highest is Mount Whitney in California at 14,505 feet. So the 10 are all in Alaska.
I would not have guessed that.
Neither would I. Well, I ain't climbing mountains in Alaska anytime soon. Just
I'm angry.
You are angry. All right. Moving on again, we're playing a Box of Rocks, and so far the Rocks is smarter than us that are keeping score. In the 2016 Forbes...
We are trying to go to free.
Thank you. In the 2016 Forbes list of the richest people in the world, how many billionaires top Warren Buffett? Now, this is in 2016, so you got to think back a little ways. How many top Warren Buffett? How many are richer than Warren Buffett? It's 0, 1, or 2 is what your answer must be. 0, 1, or 2. Sean is going 3, which is not an answer.
And 16.
Pickaxe is doing 1. Antisocial Cupcake is doing 2. It's okay.
I'm doing 1.
Just Rebecca Roberts is doing 1. Sean is doing 2. Think long and hard here.
I'm thinking 1.
The Box is doing 1. All right. I think everyone is in. Pickaxe is 1. Antisocial Cupcake 2. Sean is 2. Rebecca Roberts is 1. You guys are doing 1 and 1. Ron's doing 1. Ethan's doing 1. The Box is doing 1.
I'm doing 1.
You know what?
What?
You know what no one answered?
What?
2.
No one answered 0, which is not the correct answer. All right, no, the answer is 2. So if you chose 2, you are smart. Microsoft boss Bill Gates was number 1 at the time with $75 billion, and Zara retailer Amancio Ortega. I don't speak Spanish. I'm a German guy. Ortega is number 2 with $67 billion.
The only one I guessed was Bill Gates.
All right. So again, we're playing a Box of Rocks here. Answers are all 0, 1, or 2. We'll move on here. We will be doing an extended edition of a Box of Rocks in the future with everyone who's in the chat being included, and I will have prizes, I promise, for people who are smarter than the Box of Rocks. Okay?
Well, it looks like we're getting nothing.
Yep. You'll get the consolation prize.
0.
All right.
It's 0.
All right. So, again, the answer is 0, 1, or 2. How many Minecraft characters drop apples when they die? How many Minecraft characters drop apples when they die? 0, 1, or 2.
Well, you should know.
Hey,
I should, but I don't think I do.
It's 2.
Are you sure? 0, 1, or 2. How many Minecraft characters drop apples when they die? We got a 1, a 1.
I'm doing the pickaxe.
You're doing the... The box is saying 0. So we got Sean doing 1, Asocial is doing 1. Rebecca Roberts is doing 2. Pickaxe is doing 0. Ron and Ethan, you guys keep taking the same answer.
He's a copier, that's why.
So we got 2 and 2.
Wait,
Off of our in-studio guest. All right.
0.
The answer is 1. The personal avatar of the game's creator, Marcus Pearson, is the only game resident who does this. So anyone who guessed 1...
Me too. I do that too.
The only problem is this might be the extended edition.
Hey, Daddy, I do that too.
I'm doing better guessing what the box will guess than the answers. Yes. Yes, you are. What's up?
Daddy, I do that too.
You do that too? Okay. Thank you. All right. Again, the answers are 0, 1, or 2. We are playing a box of rocks. And I keep saying that because I'm hoping that I will someday, someone will, pay me to actually do this. Who creates this? Haywire Group. Haywire Group, if you're watching, send me surprises. How many reality shows about the legendary Bigfoot air on the Animal Planet Network? Now, I want to say that this question was created in 2016. 7. So I'm going to go, when this game was published, how many reality shows about the legendary Bigfoot air on the Animal Planet Network?
Somebody just
How
said
many?
1.
We see Pickaxe has 1, Anti-Social Cupcake has 1. We're going to play...
Wait, let me cut your finger. Let me cut your nose.
Ah! Sean is going 0.
0.
Okay, Box Rocks. Rebecca Roberts is going 0. Box is going 1. Guys, we have Ron going 1, Ethan going 0. Well, this thing keeps getting all messed up.
Yeah, you're not a copycat.
Right. And the answer, as of the printing of this question, 1.
Oh.
Actually,
So the Box of Rocks goes up because it answered 1. Ron, you're on the board. And Pickaxe, you got that. Finding Bigfoot documents researchers tracking the beast while the little hairs on the back of their necks stand up.
It's actually 2.
I was actually going to ask if anyone knew the name of it, and then I got distracted because this kiddo is so cute.
I'm cute.
You're cute. All right. The Box of Rocks has answered 2. All he needs is 1 more. Ron's at 1, Ethan's at 0. You guys are doing wonderful at home. All right. Oh, this is a good one. Big Snoopy fan? Big Peanuts fan?
Yes.
Awesome. I hope you are too out there.
I hope we win.
I hope we win too. How many sisters does Snoopy of Peanuts fame have? How many sisters does Snoopy of Peanuts fame have? The answer is 0, 1, or 2. Go ahead and comment. Make your answer below. The box is going 0.
I'm going to 0.
Anti-Social Cupcake is going 0. Sean's going 1. Pickaxe is going 1. Rebecca Roberts is going 0.
Actually, I changed
The box did 0. Ron is going 0. Ethan's going 1. All right. Again, how many sisters does Snoopy of Peanuts fame have? Are you smarter than a Box of Rocks? The answer is... Do you know what it is?
0.
What number is that?
1.
It's 1! Her name is Bella. He also has 4 brothers named... Do you know?
I was right, Dad.
It's Spike, Marbles, Olaf, and Andy. So the answer was 1. So, the box did not go up. You went up, though. And Sean and Pickaxe also. Win. I was going to say Priscilla as sister. Well, good thing you didn't do that. I'd have to say that you didn't get that point there, huh? You're looking? Can you read that? No. All right. All right. The answers are 0, 1, or 2. We're playing a box of rocks. The box has only 1 to win. Ron's tied, and Ethan's got 1. All right. How many people have died from being hit by a penny dropped from the Empire State Building?
How many have died?
How many people have died from being hit by a penny dropped from the Empire State Building? Answer is 0, 1, or 2. Sean's going. He was going to go 3, and then you realize that is not a correct answer. It's 2. Sean is saying 2. Rebecca Roberts is saying 1. Pickaxe is saying 1. Antisocial Cupcake is saying 1. How many are you saying? You're saying 2 have? How many is Colossus saying?
0.
Colossus is saying 0. There's a little Colossus. Colossus is saying 0.
I kind of want to agree with Colossus on this one.
The box is saying 0.
Ooh.
Ron is saying 1. Ethan is saying 1. All right. Bill Dingus is saying 1. Welcome, Bill Dingus, to the Dorkfather channel stream.
Wait, can I see?
Can you see? You want? Oh, you ready? The answer is
1.
No.
0.
It is 0.
That's
TV's
what I
Mythbusters tested this out and proved that a penny dropped from that height cannot gain the necessary velocity. Christian, you can't answer 3. It's a 0, 1, or 2. So what did you have?
I had 1. So.
And you had?
1.
1. Guess what? The Box of Rocks wins tonight. You, Ron and Ethan, you are not smarter than a Box of Rocks. That is good. 5 is right out. You are
I knew
correct.
he wasn't to begin with.
All right.
We win.
We did win. You know that? So while we're doing that...
Now we're going to play some games. Sometimes I...
Well, now we're going to take a little break and pay some bills. You can support the Dorkfather channel by buying energy drinks, w.gg. You can get 10% off with the code TheDorkfather. Again, it is jitterless energy. It tastes better, and it will support the channel. And of course, everyone who pays my bills, Merrill Ace Hardware.
Dangerous Wind.
Thank you for your support. Because without you, I don't have an income. Coming up! It's true. Coming up this Saturday, December 17th, Evercon is one of the sponsors, and you can also sponsor Street Corner Mayhem on Market Street. This will be a wrestling event that is happening down at the Central Wisconsin Convention and Expo Center. Tickets are available now at nowthat'swrestling.com. And to make it even more interesting, our good friend Joshua Turbo, Josh Yeager, who is one of the owners of Evercon, is going to be wrestling along with Jay Bowski, who is one of the members of the Nerds with Curds Network. He actually did the opening earlier. And speaking of Evercon, happening January... excuse me there. Can you do it for me?
Someplace.
We're going to start over. Ready? Can you do it? Can you do it?
We're going to play some games with
all right, happening. Evercon 23 is happening January 20th through the 22nd in Wausau, Wisconsin. There's going to be board games, role-playing games, video games, trivia, cosplay, lightsaber duels, Pro Wrestling Friday Night, vendors, Artist Alley. The tournaments include a BattleTech tournament, which we are going to get to. Go to evercon.org. Get your badges today. Events are allowed to... there's tons of events happening. And always remember to game on. Northcom Armory will also be at Evercon. And they will be in the miniature area. And you will be able to... They'll have... BattleTech and... Not BattleTech. They don't have BattleTech.
Yeah!
They might have BattleTech by that time. They have Bolt Action and Blood and Plunder and Warhammer going on. And...
Did you watch the full movie?
What full movie?
What? The full?
Alright. So now we're going to move on to... Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Gaming!
What's the big idea? Tonight's big idea is with having Ron in the studio, we're going to be playing a little BattleTech Alpha Strike and talking... Jay sent me a voicemail and talking about EverCon and other future things and where you can play BattleTech. So let's bring her back.
Who was is going to watch us?
To here. All right. Ron?
That's me.
That's you. Now I've done a lot of talking. Let's do a little BattleTech. Tell us about BattleTech and what it is, a little history of it, and then let's get down to deep and let's make sure that we are promoting wherever you play and some tournaments that are coming up. I'm a little distracted.
All right.
Okay.
So BattleTech has been around since about 84, 85. They started off as Robotech, I believe it was.
Okay.
And they've progressed through, and about early 2000s, they went and branched off, sold some rights off to WizKids. They became MechWarrior Dark Age Clicks for a while. And after 2006, then they came back into BattleTech. Catalyst Game Labs came through with a Kickstarter and provided us with great miniatures and new revised games.
Okay.
And it's been doing really good so far. Alpha Strike has really hit an uptick lately.
Well, and Alpha Strike is a simplified version of the old BattleTech that I played.
Yes.
Back in the day when you had to, scratch out stuff and you had to circle big areas and it took you hours just to get your BattleTech sheet all done up and then you maybe got to play.
Yeah. This way here you get to play a full-size army list and it can be done in an hour, 2 hours, and you're not worrying about the hex grid system anymore. You don't have the big huge sheets that you cover up half your table with anymore. You just have these nice little cards, very simplified, and it goes really fast. So.
All right. And we have some breaking news from the Naked at 9, Xavier Michaels.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. This is the superstar, the god of glam, Xavier Michaels. I am here to ask you this one question. If you woke up tomorrow with a superpower, what would it be? But here's the caveat. You cannot tell anybody that you're a superhero. Otherwise, your powers go away. What power would you choose?
What?
All right. Superstar Xavier Michaels wondering what superpower would you choose, but you could never tell anyone that you were going to have that superpower, that you could add a superpower.
I would have to go with foresight.
Foresight. Ooh, that's a good one.
I have a superpower.
Because that can get you a lot of financial wizardry. Tell me about it. Predicting the lottery? Absolutely. What would you guys do?
I'm going to run.
You're going to run?
Very fast.
Very fast? All right.
What would you choose, Ethan?
Yep, Ethan, what would you choose?
I would probably choose invisibility.
Invisibility? So you're not going to tell anyone?
I like invisibility.
You're not going to go in any girls' locker rooms, are you? That's so passé.
I like invisibility.
That's so 2000.
It's so 2000. They might have made a movie about that. So, what's everyone else? We got financial wizardry. We got predicting the lottery. Anyone else? A superpower that you would like, but you could not tell anyone that you have that. The ability to manipulate, control, time travel. Here's the thing about time travel. It's not linear. It's wibbly-wobbly, timely-wimey. Just because you can manipulate... I mean, you're saying manipulate and control time. That's also kind of controlling. It's not just time, but if you're able, because controlling time means you're also controlling like the universe.
Yes.
Because everything is moving through the universe in time. You know, if we went back 100 years, we're not in the same point in the universe exactly 100 years ago. So, butterfly effect may undo your superpower.
Nothing.
Or you might become, they usually call it the grandfather paradox. You might become the grandmother paradox where you're your own grandmother. Maybe that happens. All right. Now let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Thank you, Jay. I know you're at work. Appreciate you.
Now let's go
in.
play.
All right. All right, go ahead. What else we got? So what are some of the units? Because you brought more units. All I have is mechs.
Okay, so I got tanks in here, infantry, all of which play really well into Alpha Strike.
Yep.
Infantry is nice because certain mechs they can ride into battle on, so they're not slowly just trotting across.
Okay.
You got helicopters.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they all bring their own unique little dynamic to the battlefield on this.
You know what's very unique about your stuff compared to mine?
What's that?
Well, one, it's painted, and two, it's probably been played with.
It has.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, all of my stuff has all been played only on this stream. So the amount of, like, Antisocial Cupcake's been here the whole time. You've seen the total amount of time I played with my Battletech Alpha Strike. And none of them are painted yet. So. And it's a good paint job. Yeah, let's bring that camera down there. Look at that. Oh, watch out for the... This cord gets a little wonky, but
okay.
You're doing a pretty good... I don't want to say pretty good. You're doing an excellent job on that. There's different shades of green, and you're got all kinds of different colors. Because a lot of people, when they paint this stuff, they'll do just like one coat, do a couple little washes, maybe a secondary coat, and then they're done.
Yeah.
You put some good detail into this. I can see that from here. That's really nice. Watch out, Wyatt. I like that tank a lot.
The Just 2. He's a very fun. I did him in a camo paint job. And I tried something a little different with the canopy, putting like a scenery reflection onto it.
So besides Battletech, what was some of the minis you considered the funnest to paint? Or the most fun? I'll use most fun instead of funnest. Anything in particular? Orcs? I can see that.
They were a lot of fun to paint. You can really get some nice conversions in there. The downside is there was so many.
Well, got to have something to kill, right? For the, orcs are not. They're strong, but they're really kind of cannon fodder.
Yes,
they're meant to die.
Yeah,
they are bred to die. You getting tired there, Buckaroo?
No.
That yawn didn't mean you were tired?
That was his recharge yawn.
Okay. You know what you're going to have to do, though, buddy?
What?
You can't sit on the table. You're going to have to stand here. Because Ron's going to show us how to play this game, okay?
I'm gonna...
All right. All right, Ron. Keep her going. What do we got to do here? Tell us what we got to do. And take her from the top.
All right. So, we got roughly 200 points per side here.
Okay.
So, I will give you these guys over here.
Okay. I have a Salamander Battle Armor.
What did I get?
Battle Cobra. When I think of Battle Cobra, I am thinking of G.I. Joe and Cobra.
A tank.
I have a Phoenix Hawk 2C. A Dasher Fire Moth. And first time working, I got is it Enyo Strike Tank?
Yep.
And... Hero Falcon
Prime.
Okay. Prime. But Prime! Ironhide.
And Colossus.
And Colossus. I have Colossus too. Alright, so we have an open battlefield. Do you want me to put some terrain down? I have some buildings or something.
We can put a few down.
Yeah, I actually do have. This is kind of the setup we were kind of doing before. This is all from Novus Design Studio, who has given us some terrain to give away at EverCon 2023. And I kind of did this little triangle thing here so that way people could come up and in but give you angles to do it.
Colossus can't fit.
Let's see. Jay, so maybe I missed this, but what is the average play time of this game?
It really depends on army size that you're doing. Obviously, lower point values, they go by much faster.
Yep.
300, 350 point games, I generally about an hour and a half.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I think we'll just play a couple rounds. We'll go through. We'll go through, and you can explain stuff as we're going, movement and shooting and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Jay also, he remembers playing the Whiz Kids mini game. That was the Mech Warrior with Mike Wisniewski, and that game took hours upon hours to play. I don't know if that took that long to play. The Clicks game, I don't know. I don't think it took that long.
No, a lot of Clicks games I had, they go by pretty fast.
Yeah, maybe it was just good players.
Yeah.
I see you are also a fan of the Milwaukee 6 foot.
No, 7 foot.
It's 6 foot. See?
Oh.
6 foot.
Milwaukee tape measures.
Tape measure. Yep. I couldn't think of the word tape measure. But these are available at your local Ace Hardware, preferably the Merrill Ace Hardware. But they are really nice because they'll go across the table. Oh, they'll destroy miniatures as I now owe Ron a miniature because I just destroyed his Hero Falcon Prime. But Prime. Usually, so Sean says 1 to 3 hours with multiple units. All right. But these are great for any kind of miniature game that you want to play that needs a ruler. They're small, convenient, and relatively inexpensive.
Yes.
Because I think anything from like any of the other ones are like $10 and probably about the same length.
Yeah.
So highly recommend these, and they're durable, and they have a little keychain. If you wanted to,
which is perfect for putting laser line.
Lasers. I have lasers here too somewhere. I don't know where all my lasers are. By the way, if you ever, this one's not working. I probably did it. So if you ever need batteries for your little lasers, because those take the LR44s, you go and instead of getting individual ones, you go buy the little cat.
Oh,
the cat lasers, and it's the same battery. For the price of less than one battery, you get 3 batteries.
That's good
just
to know.
Little. Hey, I'm all about saving everyone money. All right. So let's just go through a basic what you need to know to start.
Well, basically what you want to do is you look at your cards.
Okay.
So
let's bring that down there. All right.
What does it say?
Okay. You know, that's a little.
There we go.
What does that say?
So your basic card, you're going to have size, your to move modifier, movement, and the pilot's skill rating.
All right.
So those are all things that you will use.
Okay.
You have your short, your medium, and your long damage values.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these here, like this one here, has a 0 for long, in which case then you don't use long shots. Down here you have armor and structure.
Okay.
Armor, you take as just regular damage.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start getting into structure, then you have to start rolling, and that determines your critical hits. So once you take critical hits, it severely modifies what your unit can do.
Okay. All right. So we need some dice for this too, right?
Yep.
So you have dice. Am I going to use your dice, or should I find some dice?
I'm making a card for Colossus.
Well, first off, you need to show off that awesome dice box there. You made this, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
So Ron, besides being a gamer, he makes awesome little dice boxes.
I 3D printed the insides. I designed all these here out. I got the entire MechWarrior dice collection, which took quite a while to track all these dice down.
Oh, I bet. Yep.
And I even managed to track down all the fan-made ones as well.
That's amazing.
So,
see, I told you, bring in a professional.
You can't forget to show off the fabulous legs.
Oh yes, please.
I'm back.
Look at that. Oh, look at that there. That's neat. And you got felt on the bottom on the other side. So, do you roll your dice in there too? Or
Yes.
So that's what that's for. Is that plexiglass that's in there? That's not real glass, or is it?
This is just plexiglass.
Okay.
So I just put this in.
Do you make those for people?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Okay. I'm not gonna start a business for you, but those are pretty awesome and fancy.
Basically, what I do, like the one Ethan has here.
Yeah, show that off, please. Look at that.
I basically designed some of these here and built them and use them as prize support giveaway at tournaments.
Awesome.
So this one here is just pretty well basic. You got your storage inside and your rolling area up on top. And they all have latches and hinges to keep them closed when not in use, so you don't lose all your stuff.
So, I've seen a lot of stuff at conventions and things like that, stuff like this made. I don't know if you ever thought of a number, but if you were to make another box like Ethan's, what would you probably charge for it?
Generally I go about $35.
That's it? I was thinking $100.
That would be something like this
Like
here,
that?
where I put way more design in, like the dice holders and everything like that.
People tell me that I undercharge for my paint jobs that I do for painting miniatures.
My thing is stuff like this, I'm not out to make money on.
No, and I get that, but you are definitely undercharging for that. But it is wonderful. Again, you got to bring in a professional. Sorry, Greg. I guess you're replaced as my secondary. Just kidding. Got to have a fall guy, so. Anyways, before we move on. Oh, and Wyatt did his own little box too. So, what'd you paint? What's this?
No.
No. Why did you paint no?
Because I don't want anybody to touch it. Only me.
Only you, and then inside you painted it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it looks good on it.
It does, and look at that. There's a little face.
Nice.
So, good job,
Very
buddy.
good.
All right. Go. So, I want to show you what Novus Design brought. I should have had this ready, and I'm not. Novus Design sent. All right. So, Novus Design Studio sent in this for prize support, some terrain that they 3D print and sell on their website for EverCon. Let's get this here. Let's get this going here.
Very nice.
I think that's wonderful stuff on there. If
That
you
is.
want, you can take this with you.
Okay.
So I want you to have that, show it off to people, tell people that that stuff's going to have. I am now passing this on. You see this. It's a chain here. I am passing this over to Mr. Ron.
All right. Well, we appreciate
Look at this.
this.
Sean says Wyatt's box is the best. Guess what? Yours is the best.
Good
You're
job.
the best. Yeah. High five. High five. You're the best around.
How?
Okay.
You cannot spell my name. Oh.
Yeah, he did. He spelled it.
How?
with a keyboard. All right. Okay. Let's get going. Let's do this here. We'll do a couple rounds. All right. So, we know movement.
Yeah.
We know some attack. You know, with some base attacking, which we'll go through when that happens. How do we determine who goes first?
Basically, roll the dice for initiative.
Oh, great. So I need some dice here.
Here.
Oh, I got some dice.
Oh, you can use this one.
Okay, good, because I'm going to be using my German dice otherwise. How are we rolling two?
Yep.
Oh, here. We'll do
Wherever you want.
I'll put this over here.
There's some pizza slice on it, but I don't
can roll
care.
Okay.
Holy crap, these are heavy, Dad.
All right, I got a 7.
Snake eyes.
All right.
Okay.
Ethan rolled snake eyes. So, here whoever has the highest roll wins initiative.
Okay.
So, in which case, if you win initiative,
Yep.
you will go last.
Okay, because it's a reaction to, right? It's
Yes.
giving you time. That's one of the things that we discussed before is that it's initiative's done a little different than in like a role-playing game. You actually want to go last because you are seeing what your opponent is doing and able to react to it.
Yes.
Okay. See, yeah, I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Why, you're going to have to stand there, please. Thank you. I love having you here.
So
the audience loves having you here. I have more audience members with you here than I've ever had. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so that means you would
8.
move one of your pieces first. So
It's just
you can
8
pick.
Colossus. Now I'm just getting
You can have your infantry mounted onto the mechs if you want, or
I'm gonna paint the inside window to make.
Ethan has
green.
played with me quite a few times.
Okay.
He participated in the last tournament, and he actually took 4th place in that one.
Okay. So besides EverCon, so you're having a tournament at EverCon. Is there something coming up anytime soon?
November 19th, down in Noble Knight Games in Madison, we have a Alpha Strike 350 tournament going on there. And I believe December 3rd at Dreamer's Vault in Minneapolis.
Oh, nice. You'll have to. Is there still room for people to get in on any of that stuff?
I believe there is 5 spots left available yet for the November 19th one.
Okay.
And there is no player limit for the one in Burnsville.
Nice. All right. Hey, it sounds like a good time. And you know what? Going down to Noble Night is never a dull time.
No, it is not.
If you ever want to go to I would call it a premier game store because it's more than a game store. It's a game store with a warehouse that you can basically get whatever you want because they have backstock and stuff. They buy old stuff from you. But the front of the house, the actual game store portion with the play area, it is top notch. I think actually they kind of did, and it is. It's big, but they could have made it a little bigger. But it's okay.
Kind of any store. Really,
yeah.
So.
Well, and they made it bigger than it was before.
Oh, by far.
By far, but man, it is definitely.
Yeah, they were very gracious to host us. This is our first time doing a tournament there, so.
Okay. All right. So I won initiative, so you get to go first. Is there any particular thing that like tactics-wise, that we should be looking for?
Generally, when you're looking, you want to try and utilize the terrain as much as you can.
Yeah, I don't have much for terrain. I have that and that. We're going to throw this out here. This is going to be like an end area. And we'll just throw this random rock out here just for the sake of it.
All right.
And then we have the factories in there.
This is the egg.
Okay.
So, you would pick a unit move.
I'm going to adjust this here so we can get the full battlefield. Okay.
So since this one is loaded, this one will pretty much just stay there. And then I can move this out, and when I'm ready to shoot, I am able to unload this and also have an extra...
You will unload at the end of your movement.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So before you start, like your salamander, if you choose, you can mount onto one of the mechs.
Oh, okay. I have no idea. I'm gonna play very basic, and we'll go from there. Because you're playing on a level that I'll get to at some point. I'm gonna move and shoot people. That's what I'm gonna do. There's gonna be no real tactics here.
Sounds fair.
Cool.
Yep.
Best way to do it. Just dive right
I'm gonna
in.
move and shoot. I'm not even gonna know if I'm doing anything properly.
I'm not gonna. He's gonna punch and move.
I'm probably even gonna move stuff wrong.
All right, so tank has a maximum move of 8 inches, and Ethan moved it 2. And at the end of that, what we will do is put a movement dice on it.
All right.
The number that's on there, we generally want to correlate with what its TMM is.
Okay.
So that is something that when you are attacking, you know what your target number is that you are trying to roll to
Yep.
beat.
And we've mentioned TMM before. Joshua Turbo says, "Hi, Wyatt."
Hi.
Sit up a little bit when you say hi, Joshua Turbo.
Hi, Jasper Turtle.
Okay. All right. So then you're done on that?
So you would move one, then you would move one.
Then I gotta move one. All right. So just because I don't know any different, I like the Battle Cobra. He's a striker, so that to me is like get him out there and start shooting. He can move 12.
Yes.
All right. Is there any advantage to not moving my full distance?
This guy can.
It is like if you want to stay out of range of another unit that you know has like your dasher has a short damage value.
Okay.
But nothing for medium or long.
Okay, and I notice he's got a short and a medium. Looking here, I got short, medium, long.
So sometimes you would want to move only a certain distance to where you can still shoot, but they can't shoot back at you.
Why are you teaching them how to play? Are you teaching us how to play? Don't touch, please. Those aren't ours. These are not for that. Yep, and Brent says, all right, so I am sticking with what I was going to do. It could move up to 12. Is there anything where I can start from, like within 6 inches of the...
Generally, you always set up within 2
6?
inches of your edge of the battlefield.
2 inches? Or yeah. Okay. Well, we'll call that 2. I'm going to move 12, and from the front?
Yep.
2 inches.
And I'm going to move my full 12. Now, I moved here, and I know that fire arcs mean anything. If I move my full 12, am I able to adjust my fire arcs at all? Do I angle?
When, say, if he was to move here, you can move out to this and place it in whichever orientation that you would want. An alpha strike that does not cost you move to turn them.
All right. See, I at least know the right questions to ask. All right. So I'm going to move there. I'm going to turn myself so I'm facing this way. All right.
And we'll put a TM dice over there.
Okay. Yep. My TMM is dos.
Did you want to explain what happens when we move the helicopter?
Colossus can turn to 10.
All right.
So, helicopters and stuff that have like special stuff like VTOL, jump, that modifies the TM value that's on there.
Okay.
So, the Sprint Scout helicopter is a VTOL, which means he automatically gets a +1 to his TM.
Okay.
What?
So, he's got like a 26-inch movement.
Okay.
So,
holy cow.
I will go 24 inches.
Okay.
And generally, we like to represent with a different colored dice as far as like VTOL jumping.
Okay.
You can also do what's called a sprint.
Okay.
In which case, then they move 1.5 times what they're.
So instead of 12, I would have moved 18.
Yes.
Okay. Superstar Xavier Michaels. So we just need to. I know that Sean answered target movement modifier, but do you want to just explain that just a little bit more? The TMM?
Basically, target movement modifier is if they move a certain distance, then it is a larger number to represent that they are a faster unit, which therefore makes them harder to hit.
Right. Because we got to imagine that these guys aren't actually stopping. It's just a moment in time. It's like everything moves. And it's just a moment of time. It's not really even paused, per se. Everything is moving, and the TMM is representing that movement as they're moving to this point. When we get to firing, it's representing that you might have actually hit it somewhere around here, but it's really stopping there.
Yes.
That's the best way I can put it on there.
Is it my turn?
Okay. Which one do we want to do? Colossus isn't in on this. What do you want to move? You want to move him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. He's a little bit different because he has 2 different movement modes. He has a ground mode.
Okay.
And he also has a jump movement.
Oh.
And
we got to take off.
He's not fully painted yet, so.
He's not painted.
Looks fine to me. That's actually a pretty cool. You got mostly metal. You got some of the old. Is this Iron Wind medals?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff like the Hierofalcons, the Totem mechs, the tanks. A lot of this stuff has not been rendered into plastic yet because, like the Totem mechs, they're just haven't been there because they're just a unique thing that takes more to make the molds and cast them. And they just haven't gotten that far in. Catalyst has only gone so far with them.
Okay.
The next Kickstarter comes out in beginning of next year.
All right.
And they have another 50 new mechs. And in that one, they're also starting with tanks, VTOLs, and infantry in plastic as well now.
Okay. So we're going to do ground, and we're going to move him there. So he moves 10. I'm reading that right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Another 2. What's 2 plus 2, Daddy?
Is it 6?
No, it's 4.
Wow. You got me tonight.
2.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Oh,
Hey, you want to go
let's
tell your brother and sister it's time for night-night?
Can I still play?
You can come back here, yep. But Cooper's going to want to know that it's night-night time. Thank you.
So this regular Phoenix Hawk here.
And sometimes,
yeah.
That's the only downside is I got my light up above here.
This is another one where it has both a regular ground movement and a jump, same as the 2C.
Mm-hmm.
But this one here, we're going to use the jump to show how that modifies
Yes, please,
everything.
because I am moving and shooting. I'm doing nothing fancy tonight.
So you're going to do the 16 inches, which can put him, we'll say he is in here.
Okay. He's floating above there.
So
did he jump in?
Yep, he jumped into the ruins.
Okay.
So basically his TMM is generally a 2.
Okay.
In this case, if you look at the bottom of the card down here in the special abilities, we will have what is called a Jump Strong 1 or Jump Strong 2.
Okay.
And that gets added onto your TMM.
Okay.
So regular jumping unit automatically gets a +1.
Okay.
If they have a Jump Strong value, that gets added on additionally.
Oh,
so he has a base TMM of 2. He gets a third one for jumping and a fourth one when it comes to the Jump Strong 1 value.
All right.
So then that would make his total TMM a 4 instead of a 2. And then he's going to fall over and crash.
That's all right. Everyone's got that, right? Everyone's got the jump start, strong, and the TMM. All right, good. Okay. No, it's all good. It's one of those things that until you really start playing it, a lot of the verbiage and everything is not going to make any sense, like everything else. No. But that doesn't mean you can't play. I've always... Yeah, you're right. Because you're going to do what I do. We're just going to go out there, we're going to move, we're going to shoot, and we're going to go, so what are we supposed to roll? Tell me where we're at. All right. So now it's my go, huh?
Yep.
All right, so you can move a 12. T, is that for treads?
Yes, tank.
Okay. This is another jump guy. But we're only going to move the 12 because, like I said, I'm just moving and shooting. And I'm going to leave him right there. That helicopter's going to go.
You would be surprised how hard that 5 is to hit.
I am not going to be surprised one bit, because it wouldn't be in the game if it was that easy. Ron likes his jumpy bird mechs. Yes.
Yes,
I have heard that term before, jumpy bird mechs. What's your favorite faction overall?
I like the
these
big
two
guy.
here. Probably my favorite is Jade Falcons, followed by Davian.
Okay. What's your least favorite?
Clan Wolf.
Clan Wolf. Is that just in general, or is that to play against too?
Just in general. To me, they did what they did in 40K, where Clan Wolf is the Ultra Smurfs of 40K.
Oh, God, I get that.
The storylines just write them in as the automatic winners of everything.
Yep.
And it just... I like the antagonist thing, so that's why I go with Jade Falcons, because always the underdog, always the guys in there starting all the stuff.
All right. Okay. What's next here? I moved.
All right, then Ethan will move one. He has a very short move of 4 inches on that one.
But I bet you he's nasty. Does he have a long range?
That one has a special ability of indirect fire. And he pumps out a lot of lead. He can sit in the back and shoot from back here as long as he has a spotter.
So in that case, the helicopter would be the spotter.
The spotter. So we need to kill the helicopter, so the spotter is away. Does it ever happen where the helicopter just disappears in the first round and then you're like, God?
I've had tournaments where I've taken out choppers right away first turn.
Does it usually ruin someone's strategy?
Oh, it does big time.
Because they'll build it almost around that, won't they?
Yes, they will. Because they'll have like an artillery piece and they have the one chopper out there. You take it down, and if that's their only unit with tag, now it's harder for their artillery to shoot.
Okay.
Or as Sean would say, I blow up my own choppers.
I blow you, right?
Which I have done already.
And Sean says the Jade Falcons are awesome. They came in second place in the race for Terra.
Sometimes it's no, sometimes
That's about
it's
the
yes.
only time I've ever heard Sean say anything good about Jade Falcons.
It's just because you're on the stream and he wants to keep in your good graces, right? All right, so it's my movement. I'm going to move this battle armor, which probably should have been attached to something, but it's not going to be. And this is a jump 6, huh?
Yes.
So we're going to jump 6 to right there. All right.
Now, the neat thing about battle armor is they get all the bonuses for jumping as far as being harder to hit.
Okay.
They also get a bonus for being battle armor.
What?
So that bumps their TM up to a 3.
Mm-hmm. And they're small.
But the nice thing is a mech, when it jumps, it's an automatic +2 onto their numbers for trying to hit.
Okay.
But infantry does not get that negative.
Okay.
So
all right,
they
we'll
get all
there.
the bonuses, no negatives.
No negatives. All right.
Are you going to load this one, or are you going to...
I will load it onto him.
Okay.
All right, so with him loaded, if that mech gets destroyed, is he destroyed too?
Basically what happens is if a infantry is riding on a mech, if you roll and are successful to hit it, you roll a 1d6.
Okay.
And on a roll of 5 or 6, the infantry will actually take the damage, not the mech.
So that's the bonus of having the infantry on there?
Yes, you can either use them to bring in and, like, say for our tournament scenarios, you have different objective points. You can drop the infantry to hold the objectives, or you can leave the infantry on there and potentially use them as extra armor.
Oh.
So they have dual roles there.
Interesting. Okay. So this is a movement 30 guy. And we're going to come around, and I'm not going to go the full 30. I am probably going to just...
You do want to go to the full 30, because I'll show you a nice little trick with him.
Okay, so I'm going to go the full 30, which is going to be about right here.
That's a long way.
Okay.
Let's try putting him over here.
Let's put him over here. I'm listening to what I've been told. All right.
So,
because we're playing to learn, not playing for keeps.
So by him being over here, he is now behind his rear arc.
Okay.
He cannot shoot him anymore.
Oh, okay.
So that's always a bonus to that.
Yep.
If we would put him over here closer to the building, now your line of sight goes over the corner of this building.
Oh.
So he gets a +1 if he tries to target him. Because there's partial cover obstructing it.
See, all that stuff, and I'm not doing any of it.
So.
All right. Okay. What else we got here? I got one thing left. Do you have anything else to move? No, because you loaded. So do I just move my guy then?
Yep.
All right. And
I was going to get the tank.
You're going to get the tank. We're just going to move. Yeah, we're going to move right here.
What happens when they will buy them?
Okay.
There.
All right.
Can I try?
So, now you go on to the shooting phase of the game.
All right.
So,
bless you, buddy. Thank you for covering.
Movement-wise, you like to alternate, so
Yep.
that way you can react to what's going on.
Okay.
Shooting phase really doesn't matter. You can just have everybody shoot all at once.
Okay, yep.
And so you lost initiative, so you would shoot first.
Okay. So I will start off by using my spotter.
All right.
So the helicopter is going to go after your Hierofalcon.
Okay.
And
Well, remember, your chopper cannot shoot. He has 0 values over here.
Let's move it over.
Basically, he is your spotter for your indirect fire and your artillery.
yeah.
So, if he's going to shoot with his just 2 indirect fire, he uses this one here as his spotter.
Okay.
So, generally when you go to make an attack, you go range. So, you would go from, say, the Battle Cobra to the Phoenix Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
So, that would be a medium range.
Okay.
Here, when this is firing, instead of going here, which would end up being long range,
Because
you
of
use
this.
your spotter, and you actually measure your range off of the spotter.
So, what is considered short, medium, and long range, just in general for everyone?
I have this handy dandy little
Oh.
cheat thing here. Even your ranges are 0 to 6 inch for short range.
Okay.
Medium is 6 to 24.
Okay.
And long is 24 going out.
Wow. All right.
And these are your modifiers for them. Short, there is no modifier. If you have a medium, it's a +2 onto it. Long is a +4 that
All
you
right.
have to add up.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, let's do this. And Renly, say hi.
Hi.
You gotta go to bed. Did Cooper go to sleep?
Yeah.
All right, you gotta go to sleep, okay?
Okay.
Why don't we be to bed soon?
If he goes with his just 2, an indirect fire shot, what he is going to do is use his skill, which is a 3.
Thank you, Sean. Okay.
Plus the range from your spotter out, which in this case is over 6, so it will be a medium. So it's a +2.
Okay.
So you'll have 3, your 5. Now then you add whatever your target's number is.
Okay.
Which one do you want to target?
The Hierofalcon.
Okay, so Hierofalcon has a TM of 2, so you add that on. So it's skill, range, TMM of your target. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
And you add 1 on for indirect fire because it's not a direct line shot.
Sure. Makes sense.
So 3,
Computers
5,
can still
7,
screw up, right,
8.
Wyatt? Okay.
So he would need a.
That
I got to back up here a little
No,
bit.
that's okay. Yep.
VTOLs, you always want to put an extra dice out there to go
Say
for
how high they are?
elevation
Okay.
Because
No problem. Yep.
VTOLs, as you raise and lower them, cost 2 inches of movement for every inch in elevation.
And that makes perfect sense.
So-
Okay.
That's something I forgot to throw out there.
No
right away.
problem. We're not here.
So I will leave you roll your 8 sets of dice, which there's 8 right there. So what you need is an 8 to hit.
Wait, what?
Good save.
Yes. Generally at the shop that we play at,
Yeah.
he likes to throw them all over the floor.
Oh, okay. Well, +0, +2, +4 to hit, respectfully. Yep. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that.
Yep.
So what do we got? What are we doing?
You got very lucky because what we generally do is we go with the multiple damage rolls.
Okay, yeah.
There's 2 ways you can play it. To where you can do a set of dice for each point of damage that it would deal.
Okay.
Or some places will do just one set of dice. You roll that, and depending on that, it's either all or nothing. You take all the damage or no damage.
Is that something that you just decide before you play the game on how it's going to do it, or is it a kind of one of those like each play group does its own thing? What do the rules say exactly? I mean, just
in the rule book, they have it to where it's initially this,
and then
and then there's an optional rule in the back that allows the multiple.
Perfect.
And our tournament system that Wolfnet Radio has devised uses the multiple attack damage rule.
Okay.
So that is generally what we use just to keep up on that.
To me, what that does there makes a lot more sense than you roll and it's all or nothing.
Yeah. So like this one here, out of 8 shots, he's only had 1 that hits you.
That also can make the game, it can make the game longer, but it can make it more interesting and less luck.
Yeah.
But also more luck.
Yes.
If you know what I mean. It's not like you can get 1 or 2 pot shots out and then something's gone.
Yeah.
You know, you have to roll decently.
But now on the other hand, which he has successfully done against me, much to my chagrin, is out of 8 shots, he'll get 1 that hits, but he rolls a double 6, which is an automatic crit.
Okay.
So, in which case then he goes and does his roll here on the critical hits chart.
Okay.
And he's actually rolled a double 12 on me and auto killed my guy off of 1 point of damage.
I remember those auto kills. Not a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sean would agree with you. We've done that to him enough.
But it's all part of the game. It's all... I mean, I say it's not a lot of fun. I don't want it to happen to me. I'd rather have it happen to my opponent. But it makes it interesting in the game because that means every shot counts.
It really does. It does.
All right. So we got... Do I have any defense or anything? Or do I just automatically...
You just automatically would take the 1 point. So what you do is on your Hierofalcon...
Yep.
The A there, you would mark off 1 of those pips because you took 1 point of damage.
1 pip marked. All right.
Oh, you can keep that. We got 1.
Okay.
So you shot with him. So now you can choose your next one to shoot with.
Rolling box cards, then missing my critical roll is my curse.
I shoot with my Phoenix Hawk.
All right.
So you're shooting me with your Phoenix Hawk?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
So you pick your target.
I will go after the Hierofalcon again.
Okay. So this you must not like this guy, huh? I have this feeling that...
So whenever my dad plays and I go up against him, that's the one that ends up killing me. It's either this or that. So I try to kill those 2 first.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So... Here we see clear line of sight, so there's no partial cover obstructions.
Well, and this thing's up high, right? Does that matter? So
if he's up high, it's basically got direct line of sight underneath of it.
Okay. But if there was a mech in between, let's just, for instance, put this here, you wouldn't be able to necessarily shoot him?
Being that he's up on an elevated surface...
Then you could.
If there was a mech that has a larger size in front of it, then you would have a partial cover.
Okay.
Being that this is up in the air, it's still clear. If there was a tank here and he was up on elevated surface, tanks are only considered a 1 inch height level.
Okay.
So you would still be able to see over them.
Okay. Hi. All right, so go ahead and...
This one here did jump.
All right.
So this is where some of your modifiers come in. So by jumping, it's an automatic +2 to his attack roll because it symbolizes it's harder to shoot while you're jumping.
Makes sense.
So
that's the downside of jumping. You get to go farther, but...
So I go off of my skill, his TMM. So my skill is 3, his TMM is a 2. That would be medium range, so 5, 6, 7, and 3 sets of dice.
But you jumped with him, so you have to automatically add an extra 2 onto that as well.
So it's 5 sets?
So your skill of 3 plus 2 for jumping is 5. 2 more for your range is 7, and 2 more for the TMM, so you need 9s to hit.
Okay.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Well, you know, I always say it this way. If you want to teach your kid math, get them into tabletop gaming. They will learn math really fast.
So one thing, Wyatt and I, we like to play with just generic superheroes.
Should I reroll this one?
Yes. If it's cocked dice, just reroll.
We just play with generic superheroes, and we roll. I always roll 2 dice. Just it's basic offense, basic defense.
Or higher.
You know, but it gets him adding and subtracting and all that. So I gotta say, he's gotten better with numbers because of that. Well, I should say this: it's easier to teach.
I can count to
So
100.
I got a 10 and an 11, which are both higher than 9. So 2 out of the 3 would hit. So 2 damage to you.
Oh man!
So now what I would suggest is using your artillery so we can kind of show how that works.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So the sprint helicopter has a special ability of a tag.
Mm-hmm.
So tag would reduce firing artillery units attack by 1.
Okay.
So to do an artillery attack, you can do 2 different methods. You can either choose a single target, or you can choose a point of impact.
Okay.
Generally, what we always do is a point of impact. It's really situational.
Okay.
I like doing point of impact personally, just because I can cover like more units. So I got this handy little template here.
Yep.
So,
Pickaxe, I agree. Those shiny math rocks. Yep.
So like this here would actually cover both of them if you chose a point of impact like right in between the 2.
Okay.
So for an artillery attack, you're not using range. What you're going to do is the unit skill, which this one here is a 2.
Okay.
Then you're going to use the artillery modifier is a +4 because you're using a point of impact.
Okay.
And then you're also going to have another +1 because it's also an indirect fire shot.
Okay.
So he would need a 7 to hit. By doing point of impact, you don't worry about the TMM of the opposing units.
All right.
But now that your spotter has tag, it subtracts 1 off. So he basically only needs to roll a 6 with 1 set of dice.
Okay.
And we go from there.
All right.
And he rolled a 6. So
convenient, huh?
If you have a successful artillery strike, that's an automatic 2 damage to everything that the template would cover.
All right. So 2 on this.
Dad, did you want to explain to them what happens if you miss too?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, tell us what would happen if you miss. Well, first off, the Hero Falcon, the A, it's all used up. We're not into whatever the S's are, but we're in A. A's are all used up. Okay. We can get there. But okay, go ahead and explain.
So, say he rolled a 5.
Okay.
So, the artillery misses.
Yep.
But it still has a chance to do something.
Because it's going to do something.
Yep, because artillery, even in real life,
yep,
you always take into effect that you may miss and it may hit something else.
Absolutely. All right.
So on the template, we have numbered 1 through 6. 1, like Mech Warrior clicks, you always you have your drift in there.
Yep.
It's basically the same thing here. One direction, you always generally point to the north.
Okay.
So
north is technically, it's that way.
So you would line the arrow up with the north.
Okay.
So what he would do then is take one die, roll it, and that would be the direction of the drift.
Okay.
So it would be coming back this way.
That poor factory.
The second one, you roll another die, and that tells you how far it drifts in inches.
So we're going 2 inches. So
2 inches in the 6th direction.
In the 6th direction. So that's 2 inches. So right there.
So if it still covers any part of the base...
It does, just enough.
That unit would still take the 2 damage.
Okay.
So, Dad, what if it hits your own mech? Would you still take damage?
Yes, we figured that out before because I did an artillery shot in a game with him and Sean.
Sure.
And my artillery missed.
Yep.
And I did my drift and distance rolls.
Okay.
And it literally rolled from the unit that I was targeting and ended up drifting directly back onto my own spotting chopper, and I ended up taking out and blowing up my own chopper.
Missed by a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's how artillery goes.
All right.
I love using artillery in certain scenarios for tournament play because they are great for whittling down defenses and for taking out infantry.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense. And probably some people, okay, so you're going with defenses, people who probably sit back and let you come to them. It's a way to get them to move out or maybe spread out a little bit more so you can pick them off.
That's also why I like having an indirect fire unit because then I can move the chopper up, which is inherently harder to hit. Not impossible, but they are harder to hit.
Okay.
And for indirect fire, you always measure off of your spotter to the target distance. And it just, this way here, I can keep stuff back for defense if I need it.
Okay.
But then also, in the case of early game like this, I can still reach out and still deal damage before you get to my back line.
Gotcha. All right. Okay.
It's kind of nice thing with Alpha Strike is you can get a balanced force and still be active in the game right away on the first turn.
Okay.
Otherwise, like if you don't, you have like a lot of mechs and they're all bigger, slower stuff. You're only moving so far, and you literally take like 3 turns to get into it.
Oh, okay.
Which is another reason why I like Jade Falcons, because most of the stuff has high movement.
Yep.
I can get into the fray a lot quicker.
I am not one to sit back and just go. I usually end up just going in and fighting.
Yeah.
Usually my downfall, especially in certain games like Bolt Action and like Blood and Plunder, where that's not a good strategy necessarily. Yeah, it is what it is. All right, what else we got on your side here? So one thing to point out here is, yes, he is firing everything first on his side, then we'll fire on my side. Yep. But if something is destroyed, it's not actually destroyed until the end of everything.
Yes.
So I get to do all of my stuff.
So
you don't have advantages in a turn if something is destroyed because it's still gonna fire.
So say he has this left to shoot with, he somehow manages to get lucky, destroys a Hierofalcon. Your Hierofalcon still gets a return shot.
Yep.
So did you also want to explain what would happen, like if there was a mech and infantry too that were shooting?
If he targets one, I mean, there's no difference if you're shooting with a mech and the infantry is still mounted on it. And it's only when you're targeting.
Yeah, I think we'll keep this basic. I'm being conscious of the time. Obviously, I got little kids that are gonna have to go to bed at some point. You probably got school in the morning too, right? Yeah. And you got to travel back. So we're probably just gonna finish up this round if that's okay, and then we'll have you back sometime and we'll do a much longer game.
Okay. So, like, in this instance, he's got this one left. I would personally target the Dasher.
Yep.
He's got low armor and structure, so it'd be easier to hit.
I like that he's called the Fire Moth. I like that name.
Yeah, a lot of times they went between what the Inner Sphere would call it and what the actual clans called it.
Okay.
Generally, the two always had different names.
Scale 3 TMM 4, so that's 7. That is just over medium short range. So we add on 2.
Yep.
So that's 8, 9, and 2 sets of dice.
So you get 2 sets of dice. Need 9s to hit.
Oop.
Okay, here's something fun.
Here,
He only hit with 1 set of dice,
Okay.
but he rolled a crit.
Oh.
He rolled...
Well, perfect. We'll get to see what a crit's like. All right.
So, on this particular unit, his special ability has heat damage.
Oh, heat.
So,
that's going to be a fun
I
one.
remember, I remember a time that we were playing BattleTech, and I was at my friend's house and we were playing, and this is back in the day when I first met Scott Krieger.
Okay.
And yeah, you've probably played BattleTech with Scott Krieger a couple of times way back in the day, and he'd come up with stuff and make stuff up. And he had, and nothing against Scott, love you guy, but he came up with something that made it so that you had infinite heat sink, so you never overheated. You know how far that went with my little friend, with my friends at the time? Going, that's not in any rule book. Yeah, not very far, because it doesn't exist.
So,
but it existed for Scott Krieger. I don't think you're watching. I don't think you're watching, Scott. So
maybe tomorrow he might, but...
He's not going to watch. It's okay.
So, basically, he takes 1 damage, and he also takes 1 point of heat damage.
Okay.
So, you would mark off 1 point of armor.
So that's this guy here. Okay, well, he doesn't have much for armor anyways. Okay, 1 armor.
And then you'd mark 1 on the heat scale.
Okay, so people can see this on here. Ooh, it goes backwards. So my armor was there. Now I have heat there. So I am heated up. I'm on fire, and not for a good reason.
Yep.
So should I roll my crit?
Yep, now you're going to roll your crit, which is going to go off of... where's the camera?
I got a 9.
Right there.
Okay, so
I
we
got this handy little cheat sheet to help me with this.
So I rolled a 9, so we would look for 9.
So underneath the mech, a 9, you got lucky. He has absolutely no negative effects.
Oh, even better.
Yep.
What if we got, like...
If you would have rolled a 12 or a 2, then...
Kaboom.
Yes.
Kaboom.
12 would be an instant kill. 2 would be...
2 would be an ammo explosion.
Okay.
Yours, I believe, has ENE down there for the special. So he's basically an energy mech. There's no ammo to explode.
Oh, okay.
So...
Kaboom, kaboom.
Well, that would be the end of... That would be the end of his firing phase, then.
All right. So we're going to do my firing phase. And we're just going to do this. We're going to finish up. Hey, we got stuff going. We got lives. We got kids. So I can't stay up till midnight. Right, Wyatt?
Yeah.
All right.
He would like to, though.
I bet you Wyatt would. Wyatt's really excited about this. Anyways, all right. So I don't have a ton of stuff that I think is going to be in range of a lot of stuff. But these guys are... And he is. So let's say let's just get him over. I don't know. Yeah, this guy.
Actually, you with these 3, you have range going all the way back to here for medium
You can
damage.
move my guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow.
So you can
Shows what I know. Let's just get him over with here, and he can fire into the back rear of this guy, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go down what that looks like then.
So what we would do, so you're going to have one side of the hex that is the rear arc. So anything back there, he can shoot.
Okay.
So if the center of the attacker goes to the center of the target, and it crosses any part of that rear hex, you automatically get 1 extra set of dice for damage roll.
I love that idea.
Instead of 4, you would get to throw 5 sets of dice.
Okay. Yep, because in a short, it is a 4 on the dasher. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the extra is 5.
Yep.
What am I trying? What's my? What am I trying? My modifier. What am I trying to hit?
So what you're going to do is your skill.
My skill is a 4.
And then his TMM.
So that makes it 8.
And then you also add in your range, which is under 6, so there is no extra modifier.
Okay, no
You're
modifier.
Still at
8. Okay, so I'm keeping track on fingers here. So it doesn't go more than that.
And with this here being we're going to say a 1-inch elevation terrain piece, we're going to say that there is no partial cover because you'll be able to see over half of each mech.
All right.
So you would only need an 8 to hit.
Okay, an 8 to hit, and I'm shaking dice on the WolfNet radio.
I'm still playing.
All right, so I'm seeing a 10 and a 10. Maybe you should have rolled your dice, huh?
Yeah.
And a 10.
That's the one.
And that's a 6 and a 5. So I got 3 hits.
3 hits onto the Phoenix Hawk.
All right.
Daddy, this is how
The guys at WolfNet Radio, they did a great job coming up with the tournament system that we use for Alpha Strike.
Okay. Yeah.
They've actually been able to go in and work with people from Catalyst, and they're recognizing the tournament system.
Okay.
So they're going to try making it official.
Is there people who are really anti-Alpha Strike because they're so old school in the way things are? I'm going to presume that there are.
There's still a lot of them that are definitely dead set against it.
Yep. And they're never playing it.
But over the last 2 years, basically, Alpha Strike has taken a huge popularity.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had several people that are old diehards.
Yep.
And are actually coming around and actually starting to play and recognize it.
Awesome. Because when I play this, I still feel like I'm playing BattleTech. It's just not going to take me a million years to set up, a million years to play type of thing. But maybe that's because I played the WizKids Mech Warrior game too. And maybe I had that on there. I think I just like to not have that old school take forever aspect of things. All right. So he went. We'll get the Hero Falcon here. And he's going to, because this is what I would do, he's going to shoot at him. All right. So we have a skill of 3, right? So that's going to be the 3 dice?
Nope, that's just going to be...
Oh, that goes on the TMM. It's doing this on purpose.
It's longer than 6 inches for distance.
Okay, so it's going to be a medium. So that's 4 sets of dice then.
Oh, just longer, not by much.
That's okay.
So,
all right,
you're going to be using medium range.
Yep.
Your medium range damage.
Okay. You got 4 sets.
Your skill
is a 3
plus your range.
So that's going to give me a +2, so 5.
Yep.
Okay.
And now his TMM.
5, so I need 10s.
Yes.
And that's because that's also up high, right?
Yep, because it's fast and it's elevated.
All right.
Let's see how much. Can I roll?
No, it's not. It's not Daddy's dice, but I appreciate it.
Okay.
We'll play sometime. All right. Let's see if we got some good rolls. We got an 11.
Ooh.
We got a 9, which doesn't do us any good. A 5 and a 4. So we got 1 hit.
So the sprint takes 1 damage. Where'd my marker go? You got my marker? So by being that it's a vehicle,
yep,
you would roll on the motive chart.
Oh, okay. What's the motive chart?
Motive chart is basically any vehicle that takes damage.
Mm-hmm.
You have the possibility of immobilizing it.
Okay.
Obviously, tracked vehicles are going to be harder.
Yep.
Wheeled hover, a little easier. VTOLs, if they take damage, run the greatest risk of being immobilized because they're flying. So, basically what you do...
Well, they'll have a Black Hawk Down situation here.
Literally.
Okay. All right, so what do I got to roll?
So basically what you're going to do is take one set of dice.
Okay, I'm going to do it up there. All right.
One set of dice. You roll them.
I got a 4.
So, on your motive chart,
Mm-hmm.
for VTOL, it's a automatic +2 onto your roll, so it will be a 6.
Okay.
But you need a 2 to 8. There is no negative effects.
Okay.
From a 9 to 10, minus 2-inch movement, their TMM goes down. 11, they lose half of each. And if you were to roll boxcars on it, immobilized.
Oh.
And on a chopper, if it gets immobilized and it's in
going
air,
down.
it's basically automatically destroyed. It crashes.
I didn't do that. So, all right. Okay. Well, you know what? Because I see it got hit, right? Got damaged. We're going to take that thing out. We're going to do the tank shooting.
Motive rolls are one of the things that get missed the most often. People forget about them.
Makes sense.
I forgot about it too because the artillery did damage, in which case we should have probably did one, but I forgot. So.
That's all right. All right. So he's going to shoot at them, and we're going
to go.
It is just out of that.
I'll say 3 hits.
It is 5 dice.
No, 5 dice.
Yep, 5 right there. Okay. Skill level is 4. TMM is 5, so that's 9. And then what else do we got to do here? Anything else? Am I missing? And the medium is 2, so I got to hit 11.
Yes.
So we're hitting 11s and 12s, folks.
Come on.
12s you hit automatically no matter what?
Yep, that's automatic crit.
Okay. Is there any maximum to anything?
I'm just going to move this
If
guy.
you have something to where... Oh, you did get a crit.
You got a crit.
Yes,
And
yes.
an 11.
Yes.
Nice.
You should have kept your dice.
I should have.
You should have never borrow out your dice.
There
Okay,
are
I appreciate it.
instances where you cannot target something because the number to hit is too high.
Okay.
If it's over a 12,
Yep.
you technically can't hit it. Even if you were to roll a 12, it
Yep.
wouldn't.
It wouldn't matter.
So
Makes sense.
if he would have been back here farther
Mhm.
and your range would have been long,
Yep.
then instead of needing an 11, you'd
Mhm.
have to hit a 13.
Yep.
And
That's
you
not-
obviously can't get it off 2 sets of dice,
Yep.
so it becomes an illegal target.
Makes sense. There's just some things that you just can't do.
Yep.
All right. So do we resolve regular damage first and then critical?
In this case, this one here's already destroyed, but we'll
Okay.
still roll the critical just for fun anyways.
All right. So 2 dice on a critical?
If you would still live, yes, you'd
Yes.
roll your critical, and you'd end up rolling your motive.
Oh, okay. So we do a 5 if it was a crit,
So a 5 on a
Vehicle.
ends up being the fire control system
Okay.
would take a crit. And for fire control on these, it's an automatic +2 for any attacks they do in the future.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. He's going to be crashing down. And if we did motive, it would have been an 11.
Plus the 2, so he would automatically be killed anyways because the chopper
He's
would
done.
burn.
Who?
So-
Done. Boom.
So
He's
that
dead.
takes out.
Yes.
We don't celebrate like that. We'll celebrate later when they're gone, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just only said yes.
Yes, I know you said yes. All right. So let's have him fire at that guy there.
All right.
So that I believe that'll be medium. And this is the Cobra, right? Battle Cobra?
Yes.
All right, so it's medium, so it's just 2
This is how
on there.
much is
It's got a skill of 3 plus a TMM of 4, so that's 7 plus the +2 is 9. Anything with the elevation then or anything?
No.
Okay, so we're looking for 9s or better.
If at any point you have a question, you eyeball from the center of this to the center, from the attacker to the defender. If more than half of it is blocked, then you would do a partial cover.
All right, and I got diddly, so
Wait, let me
nothing
count.
on there. Okay, this guy.
Wait.
He's going to be a medium. We're just going to fire at him again. Is this okay to through here to there, or
You would come down, eyeball it. You can still see almost well over 3/4 of it. So
all right.
Okay, let me
No
move
partial.
We got down to the ground. We put our ears to the ground.
I'm gonna move that guy.
Thank you. All right. So it's 2 dice. Okay. Skill is 2. Medium is 2. So we're at 4. Plus the 4 is an 8. All right. I'll make sure I got my right sets here. All right. Those are the right sets. 2 sets of dice. Rolling. We're looking for 8 and nothing. All right.
Nothing
I think
again.
the only thing I have left is this guy.
And he only has short range, and there's nothing within short
Nope.
range for him to shoot at.
All right. So near the end of a turn, that's when things come off, or do you turn them over, or what usually happens in BattleTech?
If you're just doing a regular game,
Okay.
you can just lay the unit down.
Okay.
Or tournament purposes, what we do is we remove it from the field entirely.
Okay.
One, it helps keep the clutter down, and you're basically not using it as cover for something
Sure,
else.
makes sense.
You just remove it off the board entirely. It actually saves a lot of confusion doing that.
Right. Is there anything else that happens at the end before you go into the next round?
You check for if your units are damaged.
Plus is at the
In the case of your dasher, it has heat buildup.
Okay.
At the end of a turn, if it spent the entire turn in water terrain, it would lose 1 heat.
Okay.
And if at any point it spent a turn not making a weapon attack,
Okay.
it would also lose the heat. So
Okay.
you also check for heat effects at the end of a turn
Okay.
as well.
Having 1 heat, is there any negatives or anything at the
Yes.
moment? Okay, so just
So next turn, it would be an additional 1 to try and attack.
okay.
So, say his
His
skill
skill
is
is
4. Then for those purposes, you might as well say it's a 5
Okay.
for the next turn.
All right.
And also, he loses 2 inches of movement off of it.
Well, off of 30, that's okay, I think.
So
And also on some of your mechs, you have the little OV. It'll
Yep.
tell you how much.
yes.
And then like for my Loki,
Eddie,
it says
I have an
OV2.
idea.
Yeah.
If you got all 2 heat damage, you are able to take the heat and make that into more dice rolls.
Oh.
When your guy is dead, you are able to take those, turn it into more dice rolls, and have a better chance of killing your opponent.
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
Your OV value is important.
I have an
Yep.
idea.
I noticed none of. Oh, this guy has the Phoenix Hawk has an OV1. Okay.
Yeah. It's a kind of a gamble. If you use it mid-game, you're adding heat onto your guy,
Okay.
which could technically be bad. But if you have something out there that you think is worth the risk of
Yep.
getting the extra attack damage,
Okay.
then there's
Yep.
times that you could go ahead and do it.
Ethan
and-
Sean says, "Great job." Good job there. I agree. Good job.
Good job.
Yeah. All right. So at this point, does like the dice would come off or something like that?
Yep. At the end of the round, you would remove all of your TM dice.
Okay.
Those would come off. You do an initiative roll for your next round, and say you roll an 8, and then you would have to start moving first.
Okay.
Then.
All right.
And you just keep progressing as it goes.
All right. Once again, I said I would love to do another round or 2, but I think just because of time, young kids, this guy needs to get to bed, and he's not going to go to bed until we're done on there. Ron and Ethan, I loved having you up here. I want to thank you.
No problem.
I do
Thank
have
you.
something for you for being here. It is a parting gift. Something. It is a expired 2020. Well, I don't know about expired, but a past 2022 Lincoln Game Fair poster that you can put up somewhere. If you want, I can either sign it or you can just take it and throw it away or do something. But that's yours to take home as a parting gift.
All right.
Yeah. And hopefully Lincoln 2023, which happens, it's going to be in October this year.
That is even better for me.
Yes. And that Friday is going to be October 13th, so it's going to be Friday the 13th.
Ooh. So
you can guess the theme.
Yes.
So we would love to have you there. Once again, thank you everyone for being here. Andy Social Cupcake, Sean, Pickaxe, Rebecca, I'm missing someone, Superstar Xavier Michaels, Joshua Turbo. Who else was in here that I might have missed? Bill Din just chimed in off of Facebook. Christian Amon was off of Facebook. I thank all of you. I thank everyone who watched. And I have a bunch of followers that I want to thank too. Thank you to my followers. Dun, 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 dun. Joshua Turbos. I'm not going to go through all the names here, but I want to thank every one of you. Sean, you will be added to the end of this list next time. And hopefully Gregory will be able to join us. Gregory. And once again, Sean joined tonight 2 hours ago. And we really appreciate every single one of you. Sean, thank you very much once again.
Bye-bye.
And once again, we had Ron. I'm going to call him Mr. Battletech, because I don't know if he has a nickname, but he does now.
Warpig.
Warpig?
Yep.
All right, I'll change that so it says that. Ron Warpig Ploeger. Ploeger? Ploeger?
Yep.
Whatever.
Everybody mispronounces it. So
well, I'm going German, so I'm thinking Ploge, Blue. It don't matter. It's all good. Depends on if it's high or low German. Again, I want to thank you. Don't forget, EverCon 2023 is coming January 20th through the 22nd. Ron will be there. And you also play Dragons, Daggers, and Games on Thursdays. For the most part.
And I'm going to start setting up some over at Odin Games in Wausau.
Awesome.
So
that's
we'll
great.
Get some games going over there on weekdays.
Yep. Build up that community, please. And if you want to support the stream and you like energy drinks, go to w.gg. Use code TheDorkfather. You get 10% off. I will be getting some stuff to give away to people down the road. And with that, once again, thank you, everyone. I am Ryan, the Dorkfather Schwartzman. And this is Wyatt. This is Ron, Ethan, and we are out. And remember, game on.
We're gonna play